Right, with the latest news update, we'll be talking about Sancho to AC Milan. We also have some news on swap deals for Garnacho Martinez and Garnacho Nicholas Jackson. We talk about Manchester United demanding 60 million euros for Anthony. But I'll start off by talking about the Garnacho swap deal stuff. So, Manchester United are very close to signing Emiliano Martinez and Alejandro Garnacho is closer to leaving and joining Aston Villa on loan. Martinez agreed to join United, no concrete offer yet. And for Garnacho, Villa is becoming more possible. So that came out earlier today, and then later on, we had this Nicholas from Pete Hall. He said Nicholas Jackson and Alejandro Garnacho could trade places this summer, with both Chelsea and Manchester United keen to accelerate player sales. United have turned their attention to Jackson as they desperately looked at firepower to the underperforming strike force. No bids have been launched as yet, but the interest is there, especially if he can be acquired at a knockdown price, with Chelsea overloaded in the striker department. So it's looking like the way that we get Garnacho out and the way that he gets his Premier League move is looking like a swap deal. Now, a lot of clubs are interested in Garnacho. He is a decent player, but Aston Villa does seem likely to be the most possible destination for him at this time. Chelsea obviously had interest, and they've had interest in January, so whether they decide to rekindle that interest is very interesting. Now, if you look at swap deals, there's certainly something that United haven't really done. I think the last one we probably did was maybe Mkhitaryan and Alexis Sanchez, and I think it's something that we should do more. I'm not saying with Jackson or with Martinez, but if you had to pick one, it would probably be Garnacho for Emi Martinez. If I had to pick one, I think Jackson, there are still a lot of question marks about him. Yes, with Martinez, he has got that rash moment in him, and at times he is a bit of a liability, but he is a better option. As I said, Chelsea, Aston Villa are only interested in Garnacho. They do seem like the two clubs that are interested in signing him with a swap deal. With Jackson, as I said, is he the sort of striker that can go on to be a 20-goal prolific striker? I think I can see it, there's definitely potential there. He is a decent player, but with obviously Chelsea bringing in João Pedro, Liam Delap, I don't think he's happy to be first choice. And I think if he was to come to United, he probably would be the first choice striker. But is he good enough? I don't think so. Now, the next thing, Newcastle, Manchester United demanding 58 million euros for Anthony, with Newcastle, Brighton, Leverkusen, Leipzig all interested in the Brazilian winger. Now, there's no secret Manchester United want to get rid of Anthony. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near 60 million euros. I mean, Kudus went for 55. I think João Pedro went for 60. Anthony isn't on the level of those sorts of players. I think he's a 30-40 million euro player at best, even with the good loan spell he had at Real Betis. As I said, no doubt Anthony wants to leave the club. Again, he's one of those players who actually wants to leave and has that ambition for football, compared to Sancho, someone who would just rather stay at Manchester United, which you have to respect from Anthony. Obviously, he does have clubs interested with Newcastle. I don't think they're going to get him. I mean, they've just signed Alanga. They've got Harvey Barnes, Gordon, Jacob Murphy's there as well. If they do sign Ekitike, as I said, he's not really a wing option, but he's another attacking option. Brighton, I know they got Matoma, they sold Adingra, so could they potentially come in for him? They got Minte, who else? Maybe since they've lost João Pedro as well, they could go in for him. Leverkusen, obviously Ten Hag, could he go in, rekindle things with Anthony? Maybe Leipzig as well. So there are options there for Anthony, but one thing I think I can guarantee say really is we're not going to get 60 million euros for Anthony. I just don't think that's feasible at all. I mean, we paid 85 million euros for him. I don't think we can get, probably like 50 million pounds. I don't think we'll be able to get that money for Anthony, but hopefully we'll be able to sort something out for his exit. Now, Jadon Sancho is an alternative into Milan if they are unable to sign Ademola Lookman. So could Sancho, a lot of Italian clubs are interested in signing him. If Sancho can't find a team in Europe, he'll turn and look to Turkey. He wants a 15 million euro salary from Turkish teams. So again, it comes down to the salary for Sancho. It depends on which club are going to give him the best salary. And to be honest, which club are going to give him a bid, or give United a bid. Juventus, they haven't put an official offer in, but we've heard that United are willing to pay the severance package to Sancho to get him to leave the club. We've generated around 20 million from sales, from what has been reported. And I think giving 4-5 million that to Sancho to get him gone, again, does seem like quite a lot, but will probably benefit in the long run. I think getting rid of him is key. But could Turkish side, I mean, that's Turkey and Italy have seen the most likely destinations for him at the moment, with Juventus, Milan, Napoli, Inter all being interested, as well as Fenerbahce and stuff. So let's see what happens. I hope Sancho will leave. I think he will leave. It's just about getting the final dots done. Now, Aston Villa registered interest in weighing up a move for Garnacho, while Chelsea and Tottenham are monitoring the situation, which we talked about. Now, Manchester United are still working on a deal to sign Brian MBUEMO so he can feature on the club pre-season tour of the United States. If agreement is not reached before the flight to Chicago, MBUEMO can still join them later on during their 12-day tour. So United are still hopeful. We've obviously had two offers rejected. With the MBUEMO stuff, I think it will happen, but it's going to be one of those deals that takes time, which again, United are being patient with it. That's what's being reported. Like, we could have got the deal done, but we know Brentford wants £70 million, but United is trying to be patient, and Jim Radcliffe is trying to be patient just so he can knock a few million. But from the angle I see, I think if you want to get a player that will be in high demand, obviously he's given his priority to United, I think you have to do everything you can to get him in as soon as you possibly can. But let's see what happens with the MBUEMO stuff. As I said, it could be an Onana situation where he kind of joins in mid pre-season tour, which again is never easy. I mean, then you have to give him more time to adapt. So hopefully we can get him done before we do fly to America. That should be the aim, and that should be what United are willing to do. It gives him that full time. I mean, Cunha's had a full pre-season, or will have a full pre-season to integrate with the squad. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.